Ngamihiwa on today's headlines. 24 years after bringing private television to New Zealand, Mediaworks is being placed into receivership. Exclusive lenders have asked for the Ironbridge Capita-owned broadcaster to be placed into a managed receivership after failing to strike a recapitalization deal. Receivers Cordamentha are assuring current employees, customers and suppliers that the broadcaster's funders are committed to the future of the business. Media commentator Jim Tully remarked that the plans sound positive, but the company has major challenges ahead.
I suppose the challenge is to find some new owners who are happy to work into a financial structuring deal that gives them hope for the long term.
A new owner may already have been found for the embattled broadcaster. Australasian director Rod McGuirk confirmed it's proposed he'll be the chairman of the company, which intends to purchase Mediaworks, with a plan to reduce its debt from over $700 million to less than $100 million. And heavy rain has continued to inundate the South Island. 13 roads were closed around Dunedin, and Civil Defence in Christchurch has opened a welfare centre at Maireho School to assist flood victims. Shelter will be available, but affected residents are asked to check with relatives first before heading to the centre. The Mafea Commission, established to advise the Anglican Church on whether to bless homosexual relationships and ordain those in such relationships, has received nearly 200 submissions from groups and individuals of different backgrounds. The Commission's final report is due next year, and spokesman Sir Anand Satyanand says they will not make firm recommendations to the Church,
but rather to describe the pathways and what may be involved in following them. Our remit is also aside from the matter of same-gender marriage.
The Defence Minister is upholding the findings regarding a battle which killed Lance Corporals Prali Dara and Rory Malone in Afghanistan. Former New Zealand Corporal Peter Page claimed that Kiwi troops were not prepared for the firefight. Minister Jonathan Coleman acknowledged there were varying accounts of what happened, but a court of inquiry spoke to everyone involved to establish the facts.
That doesn't mean I haven't got enormous sympathy for what he's been through, and I can understand how he feels, because battle is very traumatic.
Labour is promising that its manufacturing policies will be driven by findings from an opposition inquiry into the sector. David Shearer says the recommendations for monetary policy reform, more R&D investment and a Buy Kiwi-made focus for government agencies are ultimately about jobs. However, National says the opposition's blueprint is just retreading solutions. Otago University researchers are calling for an HIV strategy created by and for Indigenous Africans living in New Zealand. A survey has found numerous risk factors such as low condom use, low HIV risk perception, multiple partners and poor rates of voluntary testing. Blacks have a disproportionate burden of HIV in this country, and they are the second most affected after homosexual and bisexual men. To international news, Western diplomats are hoping for more engagement with Iran now that there's a new president. Hassan Rouhani is considered a moderate and has talked about candidly addressing Iran's nuclear program and improving relations with the West. However, Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has the final say in all strategic matters, including nuclear policy. Rouhani supporters hope that his election will herald an easing of Western sanctions. More than 140 workers at 2 Bangladeshi garment factories have fallen ill, possibly after drinking contaminated water. It comes within a fortnight of a similar incident at another textile plant, which poisoned up to 600 employees. And finally, it's been 50 years since Valentina Tereshkova became the first woman to fly in space. The Soviet hero went by the call name Seagull and remains the only woman to have ever made a solo spaceflight. She circled Earth 48 times during her 3-day mission. And those were the top stories for Monday the 17th of June.